Yo, what's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Disruption Podcast, episode 135. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. Share.
For once, we'll do it before the end.
Hey, what is new with the Baghdaddy?
G4 Sergeant building, baby.
It's your girl, Moeezy.
It's the Prince.
Hey.
And we're joined by a special guest. Once again, we're going good with the guests this year.
Back to back.
Back to back. But we got Voldy in the house. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. Man, pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
How you feeling, man? How you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah.
Good.
How you gonna say?
Yeah.
I didn't say good.
Just too much good happening.
Day today, bro.
Nah, man, just busy, man. Just busy on the grind. You know, the vibes. Music is a lot, bro. You know, so especially if you love the craft, it takes a lot of effort. That's what that is.
What's these efforts or what's these activities? What's going on with?
Ah, man. Well, firstly, it's linking up with you guys, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, one of those things, because like I've been really thinking about it, been pondering, and that's why I hit you guys up for sure. Got management to do it, because I was just like, man, like I want to come up with like everybody, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I feel like the only way that can really happen is just through supporting each other, you know. And so, and I was like, man, what does a Southeast kid gotta do to get on the Southeast podcast?
You know, I think I have like
see
three
you have,
messages of
you
that.
have everybody. He's got everybody here, and I'm like, Rod Daniels like that.
Right.
Wait. So how did this happen? Because this was last minute.
So like you hit me up. No, you hit me up before, and then I
Right.
think we met at an event as well, and you were like, oh, yo, like let's make this happen. Like, yeah, cool, like for sure. Let's
Factual.
And then you also commented on something too, like, yeah, we're making it happen.
Yeah.
But the email was immaculate. Like I want to talk about that.
It was a leak.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about how this actually came down.
I say nothing.
So our plan for today's shoot, we're gonna put up a story on our Instagram and be like, yo, like to anyone who's down to come just chat.
Right.
Like anyone that listens or like, is that what you guys were thinking as well?
Yeah,
anyone that
yeah,
listens as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. But all right, anyone that listens, just reply to this and we'll decide who out of the list.
Yeah, for sure.
Come down.
Lottery pick.
Yeah. Essentially kind of thing, yeah. So we're looking at that's what
But
we're
my
gonna do.
fear was if one person replied and we weren't feeling the vibe, we'd be like, no guest, don't worry.
Yeah.
But then they would be cut.
Yeah, legit. But then, yeah, we hadn't even put the story up yet. And then we get an email. It says, virus.
Let's go.
So we get an email
In
to
capital.
the podcast. Capital. Virus.
no.
And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Right? Did we all pretty much open it kind of like same time?
Yeah, I saw it come up straight away on my phone.
Oh, so it got on everyone's phone.
It's on everyone's
yeah.
phone.
Same
Logged in,
account.
bro.
Yeah.
So it pops up, email, virus. I said, what is this? But man, can I just say, shout out to management, shout out to Kish.
Yeah.
Right.
Bro, like that approach was just like, hey, bro, let's make this happen.
Yeah.
Forget
Yeah.
this whole, whatever our listener put up a story and say, hey, let's try to make this episode happen
Yeah, for
tomorrow.
sure,
Man.
for sure.
Hit you up and then here we are, man.
Yeah,
So-
bro, pleasure. Shout out to Kish though. I used his name at the end. I wrote that email though.
Oh, you
Bro, what? Come on, bro. You know what? I'm gonna say this on air. I'm gonna say this on
Shout out
air.
to you
This
then.
makes so much sense because I expected Kish to come along as well today. And so he definitely has no idea.
dead.
Yeah, yo, bro, like I CC'd him and I was like,
Yeah, I saw you
proofread
CC'd and I'm
it. You know,
like, why did you CC
proofread
him?
it. Is it alright? I'm not going too much. Do they know it's me? Like, you know, nah, bro. Because like obviously it's just the hustle, bro. Like, you know, and I think in America they do it so well where it's like I can message you, I can meet you, I can tell you, but I'm like, okay, cool. I still ain't get the call yet, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, hi, okay, whatever. Because I really want to be here. I follow you guys for a long time, you know what I mean? So, and I watched that last episode with Sully, and I was like, bro, I want to come chat, man. So I was like, nah, Kish, I'm sending it. And he was like, all right, cool, do your thing. And when you guys got back, bro, I was like, yeah.
He said it
I
worked.
was like, I needed an email? Yeah, I was
Just
like,
an email.
Daniel, you did me wrong for that, bro.
That was good timing and everything, man. It all
Perfect
lined up.
So
timing.
you guys left you on scene or what?
Nah, who?
Yeah, so you know I left him on scene.
Yeah, yeah,
We don't do
finally.
like that over
Nah,
here.
I'll just double check it. We're good.
Nah, bro,
That
appreciate
is,
it.
I was gonna say that is interesting that it took management to really capture everyone's attention to the
Relax.
email.
You're making it sound like we're waiting for a management email. The timing just was
No,
perfect.
It was.
The time was actually
it worked
perfect.
out. Yeah.
We're talking about putting up a story, and next thing you know, there's a screenshot in the group chat about management. We're like, yeah, let's get him on.
Yeah. It has to happen.
Yeah, forget what
for
we're
sure.
doing.
Oh, that's sick, man. So,
Nah, love.
I mean, if you want to talk about a bit, like, what is that? What is, we're saying management, but what is that space? Where you at?
Who am I with?
Who your people there?
The combos. One of the boys. Now, right now, I'm managing myself, you know, and I release music through On 3 because I've been with the guys since the beginning. And yeah, first guys that kind of looked at me and were like, bro, we think you're right, you know. And for me, they're my brothers. I'll stick with them always, you know. So, but I do things independently because I like things to move at the pace I want it to move, and that's just what it is. So, yeah, that's
Is that how you want to move long term? Just do it yourself?
No, man, like I got the team, you know, and like creative director, you know what I mean, right there in the
Let's
flesh.
go.
Shout out AB. And yeah, like because I'd like to say I'm organized. Let me just put it this way. I'd like to say I'm organized. So I think I can take care of a lot of things myself and kind of have these conversations myself. And then on the creative side and like executing that, you know, I consult the genius. So, and then it just works, man. I just figure if it works, keep it going, you know. So is it long term, bro? Say nothing. Yeah, man. So that's that, bro. Yeah.
So how long you been in this industry for?
Music industry? Yeah. Oh man, my bad. I gotta get close. Damn. 2 years. 2 years. Probably doing music like seriously, taking it real seriously. Yeah, because I did music younger. Played the piano for the longest time. Church boy. Church choir boy.
That's a common starting ground.
Yeah. So played the keys at church, and then my two sisters got me into like singing a bit more, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do that. And then just one day, just had a dream. I was like, man, I really want to do this, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time. But African household, you got to get the degree, you got to get all the other things first, and then I kind of went ahead and did all that, and then made sure I was in a position to like just pursue music. So that's where I'm at right now.
You've always had a passion for music, like, because I was listening to Jaded. I remember listening to Jaded a while back.
My guy.
And then
that's probably
recently I played pretty much everything that's on Spotify again. And I was
Appreciate that, yeah.
You had the bars where you're saying like every day listening to Wayne or whatever it was.
Oh man. And
I was like, I appreciate that because every day I was listening to Wayne as a kid as well.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so it's like your passion for music has always been there.
Yeah, for sure. Like since little, man. I have voice recordings that date back, you know, and I just love the craft of music, especially rap music and Lil Wayne, because I grew up in South Africa, so Lil Wayne was like something that was popping, man, and like he was a god to us, bro. You know, the Supras, everything. So
bro, I bought Supras.
Yeah, bro. Like if you like Wayne, I know you're a specific type of person. You know what I mean? And I respect that. Like all the T's, man. And yeah, bro. And I just saw how much he grinded on that. And bro, Lil Wayne was poetic, bro. And I think that kind of just pushed me to be like, man, that's what I want to do in my own way, because obviously I'm raised different and I got a different background to Wayne, but a very different background to Wayne. But yeah, that's just what made me, as a kid, like I was young, bro, and I was like, nah, I'm doing this. Eventually, I don't know how, where, who, God, you hear me? I want to do it, and then I'm just glad he put me in a space to do so, man.
So you South African?
Nah, bro.
No, bro.
She South African, she mad. Bro, like I'm practically, bro. Like, 'cause I was born and raised there, but my parents are Congolese, man. So,
are you wanting waste in that?
Did I do all that?
Where's the camera? Yeah, man. But look, I relate to, like, I think a lot of cultures in Australia, South Africa, and Congolese are definitely cultures I relate to a lot.
What's going on in South Africa?
Yeah.
And what's that?
Which area of South Africa did you grow up in?
Joburg, man. Mzansi. Yeah, bro, it's different. Let's just say that. I think South Africa, yeah, it's got its beautiful parts. Don't get me wrong. Like, South Africa is a beautiful place. It's filled with culture, but we have a lot of, like any other African country, got problems, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and rape, crime, all that is ridiculous. So growing up there is definitely different, bro. Like, I go for walks right now in Australia, and I'm thinking, you guys have it easy, man. Like, you know, and because that doesn't happen, you know, you home by 8 p.m. latest, you know, 7:30, your parents are.
South Africa?
Yeah, for sure. Because, like, what are you doing out?
Yeah.
You know, so
How old were you when you left there?
I left there when I was like 14, 15.
Oh, wow, so you're
Yeah.
pretty grown.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
everything. So because I've only been here like 9 years. You know, so yeah.
What do you speak at home? Afrikaans or?
I said Afrikaans. No. So
Wait, what's funny?
No, I'm thinking, he was in South Africa for a time, but like his parents were probably
But like,
no. It's not even that, bro. That's education. There, let me put that out. Afrikaans is like only one of the official languages of South Africa.
Yeah.
So like
Right,
there
yeah,
is Zulu, there's
course, yeah.
Sotho, there's Xhosa. Like there's so much languages, bro. Like so. Afrikaans isn't even like the language that everyone
popping
speaks.
like
It's
that.
not even something. Yeah, it's not even the majority language.
Yeah.
It's just mostly like the Dutch people that live in South Africa. But yeah, French, Lingala, English, some other tribal languages that I can sometimes understand, but not really speak. Yeah, bro. My parents raised me very Congolese, regardless, though. So the waist is still nice.
That's turned up.
proper turn up, man. Okay,
Yeah.
so is social media hyping it or the outfits are that outrageous? These Congolese uncles, man.
Bro, that's a thing in Congo though. Like there's a thing called sapology, which is
love
like when you dress up and do that, and for them it's like it's an event. There are uncles that take it to the extreme,
Yeah.
but they doing it out of the love of that movement. You know, think of it like it's just a movement. You know, it's not all Congolese guys dress like that. I guarantee you. I promise. Not all of us do, but it's a
You just speak
movement.
to PR, bro, because it's not looking like that. PR's making it look like it's everyone.
Nah, for sure. I'll give him a call still.
Oh, man, that is right. That's actually funny, man.
Yeah.
Is that massive culture shock then even like coming here? Because you were pretty much, because we always talk about formative years, you know what I mean? Or what years were you, what do you normally say? What years were you like developing the most, learning the most, having the most impact, stimulus and that? So that's pretty much where you were at.
For sure.
I mean,
Because you're 14.
That's
That's high school.
that's
Sure.
half and half.
Yeah.
For sure,
Pretty
for
much.
sure.
That
It
16,
is.
17 is pretty crucial
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
what do you tap into or hold on to the most, man? Like, do you see influences from that in terms of how you are now? Like, do you see differences in yourself in other people that you've now grown up with here, or it's like switched as soon as you came down these ways?
Bro, that's a specific, like that's a very interesting question, bro. But no, that's facts for real. I do think there's a big difference. Like I speak to people back home and I'm like, man, you have life so different, like, you know, and I speak to people here and it's like, man, y'all have life so different. Because obviously, like, when you grow up half and half, especially in those crucial years in two different places, you're accustomed to do two different cultures and you know how to switch really easily. Like switching is easy, you know. So I know how to treat someone that's from Africa, that was raised in Africa, and I know how to treat someone that was raised out here who are African descent because I understand the mentality and stuff like that because I'm just trying to relate. And when you come here when you're at that age, you're just trying to relate and fit in as much as possible. But you grow up, I grew up and I realized I can't fit in because there's not so many people that I can relate to, you know, so. And that's just that. So it is different. Yeah.
I can imagine, bro. Going back to music real quick.
Yeah.
Did you need the validation before you started? Did you feel like the people around you needed to say, "Hey, you're actually really good at this," in order for you to actually get started with your career? Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And he's one of them. He knows. Yeah. I remember just, you know, starting it, buying equipment, and just going at it, and then. Like I just like to link, and I've been knowing like him for the longest time. So I called him one time. I was like, "Yo, bro, like I know you do some music stuff. Like come look, cause he's working with On 3. I was like, come listen to some stuff." Man, he came in and just nigga AB just looked. I played him a few tracks. Like, don't hear back from this cat for 4 months, bro.
Damn, bro.
4 months.
Damn.
Hey,
Gone.
give him the mic. I want to know why.
I'm thinking, raw, was my music bad? Like, you know, and then hits me up 4 months later. By then, I've just carried on working. Then he linked me up with Aman and Kish. So when I got with On 3, I showed them all the newer stuff. And then that kind of put myself in a place where I had his head bopping. Yeah. I think I played Jaded for them, I think. And like they just looked at me and I was like, oh, okay, so that's what I want to keep getting, you know? And then, yeah, that was that. I think after that, now any song that I would drop, if I don't get the head bop, bro. Archive thing. You know, so that's that though. That's that. I consult the team before I drop anything, always.
I feel like you have a lot to like pull from when it comes to your music. Then, in terms of cultural influences, experience-wise as well.
Right.
But are you seeing? I mean, on Spotify, like right now, there's like what there's 3 songs up there right now. Yeah, but you've probably got a whole. Yeah, I mean, definitely have a whole.
Yeah.
Catalog in the
catalog, right?
Yeah.
Stuff, right? Are you tapping into? I mean, because from what we've seen, are you tapping into those influences, those experiences more so, or is it just? I feel like it's a lot of like perspective thinking, you know what I mean? Like where I'm trying to get to this, that. Like, do people hear about where you're coming from, where you've been a bit more? Like, is that in your music in any way?
Yeah, for sure. Like if you listen to burncity.
Actually, yeah. Burncity, to be honest.
You know, I say a few bars where I even speak in another language and I just kind of say stuff. Yeah. No, for sure.
No, like, I understood it.
And I'm always just like, Joburg is a place I will shout out most times because that's home, you know, kind of for me. And then, but I'm also why I shouted all these tracks in burncity because like I'm in burncity, like, you know, that's the thing. So it's just, I think it's just working out the way I think God intended it to work out, you know. And the way I spoke in burncity was just trying to figure out what perspective was. Like I didn't really have a perspective or a topic to really talk about. It was just more like, what am I releasing at this point, you know? And then as time kept going and you kept discovering yourself, you know what I mean? You start to realize, okay, when I'm writing music, I'm drawing from this, I'm drawing from that. Okay, cool. You start to figure out what cool is and what you also want to do. And then you fuse that all together. And then now, like that's the upcoming EP that's coming out. So yeah, so that's that, bro. You know?
With that, all right, because you lived in South Africa longer than you've been in Melbourne, yeah?
For sure.
How much do you feel like Melbourne is your city? Because, like, listening to burncity, it's like you feel that way to some extent, I guess.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's I've moved around heaps. This is the longest I've ever been anywhere. I moved here at the same age you did.
Okay.
Right?
Well, yeah.
But it's like, this is the longest I've been in any one place. That's why I feel like it's my city. You know what I mean? But, like, how does that flip for you, you know? Like,
but like I'd also think like I bet you think it's your city because you had ages that like you were at an age that made it feel like it was your city, like, you know, like whatever it is, hitting puberty and experiencing puberty in a place, like that's what it is, like going out and meeting girls or whatever it is, or meeting just your community. At that age, you're more social. You're more likely to connect or realize who you actually kind of want to be, what you want to do in life, or whatever it is. So that will make it seem, and that's what it's been here. I studied uni here, you know what I mean? So it's like finishing high school here and then starting uni. I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm going to be here for a while, you know? And it becomes home.
it's your city.
You know, so that's, but I'll never, like the thing I try to do always is just never forget. Never forget. And I will remind myself, I will find friends that I can relate to that can just always make me remember that, you know, and like, but don't forget you're from here, because that's one thing that I don't want to forget, being especially in a country like Australia, you know, where people can just forget. And it's like, nah, bro, like you've got an identity. Don't forget that. Yeah, don't forget that, you know, so, yeah.
I was talking to a friend yesterday, actually, and because he came Australia when he was 3, and so did I, right? And I have no actual proper memories. I'm born in Nigeria.
But why do all Nigerians come here at 3 though? That's the question, like.
It's a real question. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, came here when I was 3. Pretty much, 0 memories. Maybe I have like 3, but it's like 10 seconds max of a memory. It's probably even something I've drafted up in my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably didn't even happen. These memories, right? But like, there's glimpses, right? My friend's like, nah, man, I remember this, I remember that. I'm like, bro, there's no way
Cap.
proper remember stuff at
Cap.
3.
Yeah.
Cap, yeah?
Cap.
Bro, you saw
It is
pictures
cap,
and you heard stories and you
is.
think you remember things.
Bro, there's no way.
Bro, I had a dream when I was 2. I was what? Nah.
It's not happening. Alright, so I thought I was crazy, man. So it's pretty wild how it's like you proper have a memory of a whole different place. Same thing with you, know, like of like a whole. I mean, apparently, Carl. You came here last year, so like.
He FOB?
No, we just be saying.
Yeah, go.
But actually, right, this portion of the table here, you all got like proper memories in a whole other place. I'm like, that's crazy, like to now like live somewhere else while still having memories of being here, here,
sure.
there. Like, I don't have that.
It's crazy you don't have that memory.
So
man.
it is. What?
So think about it. Like, for me, for you guys to be the same as well. It's like I remember the route home in like 3 different countries.
Oh wow.
You know, like as in from school to home.
Yeah, right.
So it's like, and then obviously here as well. Whereas like for you, the route home is just one.
So what
in your mind.
what were the three? What were the three countries?
So I was born in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Then I moved to America,
Wow.
and then like in America it was North Carolina and Virginia.
Yeah, right.
And
I don't know where that is. Don't
and
worry.
then Qatar. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been around.
Hey, you have me beat. Yeah. Wow. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
That's probably
That
It was cool. It was a cool experience. But
Speaking of memories, apparently you two already met each other.
Whoa.
Nah. Look.
Because you said you saw Daniel at a kebab shop.
Look. I was. Do you know Cedric Benzo?
Yeah.
Right. So I played soccer with him. That's one of my closest friends. Like played for the longest time. Right. And like. Man, who else? I can just drop names for days, bro. Damn. But yeah, there's a lot of guys. And then me and Cedric, I think we're in Dandenong somewhere doing something, man. And like he knows you. Yeah. So I was in the car with him. We're driving. He's like, "Oh, bro, that's Daniel." I was like, "Bro, there's another." Like and bro, to be
Another brother around here.
no, another toll brother, bro. Shout out to the toll brothers, bro.
That's true.
Because you're not gonna
Definitely
get.
saw Carlos said,
Standards. Sudanese standards. You know what I mean? Like, but another toll. I was like, what? Where? You know? It was just one of those things where it passed by. But like, that's something that's beautiful about timing, bro. Like, eventually we're gonna meet.
crazy.
Yeah,
You know, like that's just what it is. You know.
I just wonder how many people that there are like that, just that we've interacted like that.
yes.
Or-
I was gonna say, how many people it's like you've been in the same room as them, or even like something as weird as probably like the same flight.
Yeah.
And you meet a while later, and it's like, wait, you were there? How? You know, like it's crazy humanity how it works.
I mean, when we were talking to your mama, like we figured out that when we both, because she came a week before me to Australia, right?
Yeah.
So we were pretty much all living in the same like area or like suburb around this, like when we first got here. Like you, I mean, yeah, you can say that. You've been, but
What,
you guys
Blackburn?
You're like Blackburn,
We were
yeah. And we
Blackburn,
stayed at
yeah.
my cousin's house in like Blackburn as well. And I'm like, wait,
So
what?
probably
Like,
probably past
who-
each
yeah,
other
who
somewhere
knows? Like
or
our families
something.
probably past each
Yeah.
other, shopping center vibes, this,
And
that.
don't
Like,
even know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, man. And then what? How many years later now? Like we're actually meeting. I'm like, bro, that's so wild. Like who knows if we had interacted or seen each other that
Yeah.
time, bro? What
It
life
is,
be
it's
like that?
crazy.
It does. It does.
I think I told you guys, my parents like they got saved in New Zealand to like some guys preaching, yeah.
Oh.
And years later, I meet this guy. I went to like this other youth group, met some people, whatnot. We ended up going on like to a conference in Sydney together. And then he's mentioning who his grandfather is,
Right.
and that's who my parents got saved to. That person's
wow.
preaching.
Bro, wow.
That's
Yeah, and
crazy.
I was just like, "What the heck?" Is now it's just like this random ass connection. Where it's like, holy crap! Like,
Yeah,
what
wow.
a tiny ass world.
Very.
Yeah, we say that, but now
Very,
we're all
very.
big, bro. All the time.
lots of
Small world.
people.
Like, we all know it.
It's actually a big world.
I'm dead.
But that whole degrees of separation thing
Makes sense.
man.
makes it so small.
Yeah.
Nah.
He said, nah.
No, wait.
No,
that
I
makes sense,
believe
that
and
makes sense.
agree with degrees of separation.
But that's still big. It's still a big world.
Yeah, the
It's big,
It
but
is.
it's kind of crazy as well. How you run into people.
To be honest,
yeah.
7 degrees. 7, yeah, not 6.
I said 7 last time.
7.
I got so wrong. It was embarrassing. Yeah, so
We'll keep that moving still.
But sorry, you go.
Oh, you.
No, I was gonna say I want to hear about virus. I want like tell us, you know, what it's about and all of that because we've been
true. We
it's
didn't actually end up getting
definitely
a virus on the email.
yeah. There was a reason why it was there, but
I'm happy. Yeah. Did you guys listen to the song?
yeah,
okay,
of
right.
course, yeah.
What would you guys think though?
It's definitely a head bopper, like for
Okay.
sure. Not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
just saying that because you're here, but
Yeah, that's
like
cool,
I
that's
found
cool.
myself just going, oh, okay,
We're just playing it before
let's
we
go,
came.
yeah.
Oh, well, just to feel the
Yeah.
vibes.
I think it's one of those ones that like you drive to.
Right. Right.
He was on the drive when I was
Definitely.
listening to it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, my
it was a
guy.
good vibe.
Yeah.
Put people on the spot. Nah.
I mean, if I'm remembering correctly from the song, though, right? Like, was there a little bit of hint of like romance, a bit more romance?
Yeah,
vibe to it,
I
though,
got
right?
that vibe too.
Yeah.
I got
I think about it, yeah.
He said definitely. Oh man. Yeah, bro. It's like it's kind of. It's a heartbreak song in a kind of way. You know what I mean? I just with everything that like with my music, especially when it comes to romantic stuff, I guess you hear that comes a time. I'm playful with that, you know, and I don't really like to make it a serious thing, you know. If I'm going to speak about something serious, let it be serious, you know. But like romance stuff and like love stuff, I'm just like, man, let me try and make this as unserious as possible. But if you catch it and you hear the words and you're like, oh, okay, like there's actually kind of, you know, there's some stuff getting said here. So I just wrote that after a breakup that I thought, like, you know, had perspectives on. And I just kind of put that in a song, you know.
What does that hurt doing?
Damn, man.
Is it hurtful or
Off
therapeutic?
limits. Nah, bro. Because the thing with music and me, like how I make music, it's very much, it's expressional. Like, you know, like it's either you're hearing my conversations with God and I have songs where I'm speaking to someone, but I'm just really just like conversing with God. And then there's other stuff where it's just expression. And Virus is just one of those things where it's like, I feel this type of way. I'm not trying to feel like this anymore. How can I make something that makes me stop feeling like this? So when I listen to that, even though I think about the relationship, I'm just like, I love it because I'm like, it's fun, I enjoy it, and I'm past it. It's making me move past it.
Yeah.
So that's just how I kind of go about things.
I think that's a cool way though.
Yeah.
You know, something that's so serious and you're trying to express in such a playful way
Yeah.
as well. It makes your audience enjoy that as well.
Yeah, for sure. It reminds me of Future. Because doesn't Future do that quite a bit where it's like his lyrics
In a
are
very
so
different way.
No, in a different, definitely in a different way. But it's like when you look at the lyrics, it's so serious, but everyone's literally
everyone's like,
bumping to it.
yeah.
Yeah. No one's taking it as serious. It's very playful, but I like that. Yeah, definitely in the way that you know portray your experiences. It's like even getting to the point where like when I listen to it, I'm not hurt anymore.
Right,
You know, it's just
right.
it's out there. This is my story.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. It is. It's just being third person and being enough to just kind of astral project and be like, okay, this is the perspective. Let me write it and let me see it in third person. And then so people when they hear it, it feels like it's third person, you know.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna go too deep.
How
in
do
that.
you feel about knowing that the person that inspired it is probably going to hear it?
Bro? Probably already
Man said
has
the
heard
draft.
it. But like more like they won't even know it's about them. Like, you know, and I'm not someone to drop names or make things
Yeah.
hella
Yeah.
specific. Like, nah. Because that for me that's just kind of toxic. You know what I mean? But
That's where you turn into Future.
yeah, for sure. You know, so I try to keep it as specific as possible for me.
Yeah.
But as broad as possible for the audience.
Yeah.
You know, and for anyone that listens to it. So you're sitting there, it's like, oh, but if you really listen to it and you're like, bro, what are you talking about? And I'll be like, bro, what, you know? So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You caught it though. I didn't think much people were gonna catch it. No, I think they're just gonna.
When you were talking about like presenting things to people, when you like, I think you mentioned about validation and stuff earlier, right? With music, and you present it to people, and if it doesn't, what's up? My mic is being mad funny. Let me just put my volume up.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, if you don't get the reaction you require from it, then it's not flying.
Right.
So I'm gonna say archive that one. I was having this thought to myself of like, because when you're working on that, when you're doing all that work, like you're doing it in your own space, and then you present it to your people then afterwards.
Right.
And I think I might have mentioned it. I had a question to Carlos about this once. Was like, how much of what you're up to do your friends need to like know about or like be on board with? Like, how much do we need to know about what our friends are doing, or like what they're working on? How, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because I realized like there's a lot of friends where like they just do something and then like, oh yeah, I did this time, or I did this last month.
You're like, whoa.
When did this? When did that happen? Then? But like you're involving people in your journey.
Yeah.
How involved should people be in like the journey or a process or like what you guys do? This is to everyone as well.
I'm going first.
You're the guest, you man.
No. Well, like with the music specifically, I think it's like he'll know. Like I'll be in the studio from X amount of time to this amount of time, and he knows it, you know. And it's just like, I don't know. Like for me, I'll just kind of get this full-fledged song, and sometimes, like, yeah, he knows this. I will like not show it to him or not show it to who I want to show it to until I know it's good enough to be shown to them too. Because I know if they bopping it. And I trust their musical taste, and I trust that they know me enough to be like, that's you're not trying to that's authentic, and it sounds cool. Then I'm like, all right, cool, that's cool. But yeah, he knows about most things I'm up to. Yeah. No. But then there's also some things that I'm up to that he wouldn't know, and that's just me living my personal life. Like
That's kind of what I'm trying to wonder. Like,
Yeah.
how do we balance that? I'm hearing the giggles.
She's like, good question.
Oh, now I've realized, man. There it is. Yeah.
I think it depends on the industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think in the music industry, I think it makes sense to kind of consult with the people around you.
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, what do you think of this? You know, because it's important to get, you know,
Yeah.
their opinion on it as well.
But just on that, like, does conflict arise now if you're really passionate about a song that you've written, you've put hours into it, your heart into it, and then you present it to him and he's like, what's this?
I was going to ask you that question.
Like, why are you talking about
Yeah.
this stuff, you know? But you're really passionate about it. How do you go about that?
I don't care, go drop it.
No, I'll kill myself. Man, I don't know. I think if you're gonna have people on your team, understand why they're on your team.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I know why we work together, and I know that he knows me to a certain level and to a degree that I trust his opinion on anything. You know, and even if with any song, I'm spending the same amount of hours and putting in the same amount of effort. So even if it gets the yes or the no afterwards, for me, it's like practice.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you go to,
That's
like,
true.
you know, and I treat it like a sport, you know what I mean? So it's like, for me, you practicing basketball, you're practicing on your game, you go and you do a nice land, coach like, don't do that, you know? But it doesn't matter, like, okay, cool, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah.
that, do this will work here.
Yeah.
You find that it works, and you're like, how can you complain, you know? And there's so many times that before I perform, we'll change, like, nah, do that song, and then I look at the results, and I'm like, yeah, of course, I trust the intuition, because he knows me from an outside perspective,
Yeah.
you know? And it's not just me in my head thinking about, will they like it? I don't have those doubts anymore, because he's like, they will like it. You know, it will slap. Don't worry about it.
Hey, wait, hold on. You said, you said I don't have them doubts, and all I hear is. Oh my goodness.
Now that is so important in terms of like having trust, because when you have a team, it's like I'm giving a part of that, not ownership, but like I'm giving a part of my craft that I really love, because music is a craft, you know, that's who you are.
Yeah.
The music that you're putting out, like you said, you know, it's based on your experiences, it's based on, you know, what's up here, your knowledge and all of that. So it's like, if I'm bringing someone in, even like a manager, and I feel like that's why a lot of times you see where managers and their artists, like they just, you know, along the lines, it just becomes very toxic and stuff, because it's like, did you have my best interest, you know, from the beginning? Or is it more of like, let's get this money, rather than, you know, I want you to be the best version of yourself type of situation. So yeah, that trust comment is definitely very, very important.
There's a lot of things, like, if we have to even touch on that topic, man, like it's especially in Melbourne, it's very hard, because like sometimes you want your best friend to manage you, and sometimes your best friend, that's not what he wants to do, like, you know, and even though realistically, if you really want to make it really, really far, your best friend has to be the one that's with you throughout that ride. And sometimes there's just that disconnect. So hence managers exist, right?
Yeah.
But then there's already a disconnect with this manager if
It comes in as a business transaction.
no, you can look like this, you can do that.
Yeah.
And it's less of how you are, but more of like how they think you are and can be perceived as.
To sell.
Most
That's so
artists buy into it, you know, and become that thing. And, you know, sometimes it serves them well, sometimes it doesn't. But if I'm trying to make it into this game and make it to the top, especially, I have to look at what guys are doing that makes sense. Like Sampa, she's doing it with her sister, you know, like, so, you know, all these guys are Genesis, he's been down with the same people since day dot, you know, and
I'm pretty sure he got a lot of game from his brother as well.
yeah, and it's like that's what it's supposed to be, you know, and that level of attention to detail, like, I know Voldy's gonna hate that, so let me, like, you know, that's something that you need on your team to understand, because your best interest is always at heart, and you know that their best interest is always at heart. It just works.
So interesting, because like where it gets scary, I guess, depends on the type of music that's being made, but it's like, let's say you're an artist making drill type stuff, right? And it's violent in some nature. It slaps, but it's violent.
Yeah.
And then it's like, if your manager is someone who actually cares about the money more than anything, it's like, oh, why don't you just beef this person? Why don't you, and like we've literally seen that with like 6ix9ine and all that.
Oh my
How
days.
that was happening. And it's like, bro, none of these guys cared about you.
Yeah,
Like,
but none of these guys are your best friends. I don't think that manager was 6ix9ine's best
Oh,
friend.
no.
You know,
not at
like,
all, bro.
you know, it's just, again, 6ix9ine, they portrayed him as something.
Yeah.
He bought into it.
Yeah.
And then there's just consequences that you
Definitely,
pay, like, and that's just what that is. But yeah, anybody that I'm even, if there's a little 9-year-old kid listening to this, it's like, do it with your best friend, or do it with someone that actually cares about you, not just wants to use you to get to wherever you're trying to be. So,
No, makes sense. Going back to your question real quick.
Yeah, because I like what you mentioned. You're like, all right, so in the music, he knows what's going on, but then other stuff, that's just life. I'm like, okay, hold on. Interesting. Is that how it is?
No, I was going to say, I think to extend, it is important to let your friends know what it is you're getting up to, right? Example with this podcast, let's just say you told your friends you're trying to jump on a podcast. Right? Now they're kind of on the lookout when there's an opportunity, because we're going to post on our story to say, hey, if anyone's trying to come on, we got you, right? And then let's say one of your friends sees that, they're going to send it to you and say, yo, brother, there's the opportunity. Because you were open to them about this particular opportunity. So I think, yeah, to an extent, when you do let people know, your close friends, they'll be on the lookout for those opportunities.
yeah, for sure.
That is true.
But then at the same time, sometimes you think they don't even care about this. Do you get what I mean? Example, if you're telling me at work, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, it's like...
My default is that my friends do care about this.
Now, we do care, but I'm saying sometimes we think that they don't care. And that's why, to an
That's
extent...
why you don't do it. You don't.
I assume. I think it's
Update
similar.
them.
I assume my friends care.
Yeah.
They're my friends.
well, we don't.
But I have a thing where it's like I won't share half-baked things with them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
What's the reasoning for that behind that?
just because I think I don't like to be the person that's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, and then it's like doesn't do anything. You know, because sometimes like you'll get an idea in yourself and you're like, ooh, what if I start off this thing, and then
Then isn't it good to tell your friends so that they can keep you accountable as well and be
okay,
like,
so that's the
what are
thing.
you doing?
For me, it's like if I'm committed to doing something, and like I've thought about it in my head enough and like whatnot, and I've laid out little things, then it's like I'll tell someone so that then they can hold me accountable to it, because it's like I really do care about accomplishing this thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, I disagree.
Fair enough.
No, like, it's just if you're on the aspect of doing something, like just do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no push that you're supposed to need from even your friends to do something. Like, yeah, the accountability is cool, but you should be keeping yourself accountable enough for them not even like to even do it. Because like, it's like, then what are you doing it for? You know, like, I'm doing it to be the best for sure. You know, so I'm always gonna keep myself accountable for the lyrics I write for, and I'm training on that, and I'm making sure I'm doing that, so that he doesn't need to sit there and be like, bro, I need to work on your lyrics, bro. Like, you know, because it's like, no, I'm doing my job, and I'm doing my role, and I'm making sure I'm doing it. The things that might affect my role, he'll be like, bro, don't do that, you know, or stuff like, you know, whatever. Even if it's like relationships that he knows that would just steer me left, then I feel like your friends come in clutch, because they understand that you focus on something, and they're gonna make sure that you keep being focused, you know, not doing the work. But that don't mean
I guess more than accountable, it's more like, let's say, if you didn't share the musical journey, like the idea of the musical journey with someone, it's like they might run into someone who's sort of in that scene and not have thought about connecting you with them. You know what I mean? That's sort of what it is. Like, for me, it's like, let's say I'm trying to do a creative outlet, and then Carlos knows about it. Carlos meets some guy who has something that needs, you know, whatever my services that I could offer. It'd be like, oh, shoot, I know Noah. Like,
for sure.
You know, that kind of
I
thing.
get that.
That's my thinking as well, in terms of like, that's why I asked, like, how much do your friends know what you're up to? Just to know what you're up to as well. Like, not even for the accountability sake, but just like,
Just in general, like, how
much
do you know?
But I feel like that's not what we'd be doing.
Who's we?
People in general. Huh? Nah.
Bro, you're
Like
mad
this
quiet.
guy-
You're actually mad quiet.
What do you mean?
I jumped on the podcast one like last week.
I told all of you guys. What do you mean?
What happened?
Yes.
Wow, but
You told me by accident.
That's cap. I told all of y'all beforehand. I literally did, bro.
I was happy for you, but it was like, you didn't say anything.
Nah, bro. I
dropping
literally
you
told
home,
all of y'all.
And then you're like, oh yeah, my friend from work. I'm jumping on the podcast. I said,
Nah,
oh, man,
I've mentioned it in
you've-
studio,
You literally never.
and then I re-brought it up.
This is
I think I don't
exposing, bro.
definitively bring things up. Maybe that's what it
I
is.
heard it for the first time as well last week.
Cap, I already told you. What do you mean? Nah,
No,
yeah,
no,
right.
no,
like
no,
this.
no. I think I heard it for the
Nah,
first time, sir.
cuz
If I didn't drop you on that night, this will be the first time.
Maybe I don't know to a certain degree.
So why are you quiet?
But for me, I'm actually not though, because I actually like to share with friends like what's up, especially like where I'm at. Even if I haven't made a decision, I actually genuinely say I'm thinking about doing this, or I want to do this. This is where my mind is at. So that one is maybe isolated.
It's a throwaway.
But in general, I feel like for me, especially when I've figured out these are my these are my people. Then even if it's just a thought, like I haven't even done something yet, I like to just share it to hear what do you even think about this. Not because it's going to change my decision or anything, but to see as my friend. What is where do you what does this look like for you, or what does this look like to you, kind of thing? Because you bring something that I won't even see.
Your mind, you know, you're constantly thinking about. I feel like you do bring that up.
Yeah, guys.
Well, what if you say now? Don't do it. Like, does that change anything for you?
Nah, probably.
But like, don't you think you know your friends enough to tell like which ones you're like, I can let this person know about this, and I'm gonna get the right approach to it. But this guy, even if he's your guy, you're like, I can't tell him about this because this person just is a doer, and he's gonna be like, bro, why are you telling me this? You know.
I feel like I don't have people around me. I don't keep people around me like that, like close. That like it's for a purpose ultimately.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would even have anyone in my close friendship circle that's like, if I share something to you, it's not going to be beneficial.
I think our friendship circle is quite like everyone's pretty similar in like ambition, mentality, even personality, not necessarily, but like we enjoy similar stuff.
Right.
But that can also be another like opposite scary-ish thing where it's like, oh, we just all have the same thinking, so we'll be like, oh, do it.
Just do it.
All fail.
One person to be like,
don't do it.
That's what I'm wondering. It's like who's the person that's like being like, no, like nah, bro, we're not
Don't
doing
do it,
that.
yeah?
You know, like because I have like with the whole team and Kish and everybody, like there's someone in there, and it's mostly Abe's anyway, that's gonna be like, nah, bro, we're not. You know, like it's just what it is.
Hey, you guys, maybe he's just not messing with some stuff, man.
It's just what it is. But I have also friends that I wouldn't tell him some stuff, and I'll tell Aman or Kish about, and we can talk about it in depth. And they're getting the right approach because they have this kind of trait where it's like, I want to understand and do all these things. Not saying you don't want to understand, don't kill me, right? But it's like, there's just different things I know he has time for and that he's willing to talk about, and there's things I know my other friend has time for and he's willing to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, so that difference, for me, I think it's healthy, you know.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and that's just why it works, for me.
Yeah, no, I think it's still the same for us. Like in terms of like, there is the differences of knowing. I think blanket statement, all friends can be approached for anything. In terms of how effective or beneficial it will be for you, it's like it might determine who you end up ultimately going to. But overall, like every friend's gonna add some kind of like some kind of benefit, I guess. Yeah, I hear you dodged that question though. I didn't hear none from you.
I didn't. Nah, I don't know. What do I do?
I actually don't know.
My friends think I'm secretive, but I'm actually not. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't.
Girls are secretive, no cap.
It's not. No, y'all need to stop attacking girls every single episode. We're not going to attack girls this episode.
Nah, girls are actually very open about this.
We're very open.
Yeah.
In terms of what they're up to? Nah,
because we talk about girls talk all the time.
Next week, this is what I'm planning.
Nah, I don't know, bro.
What?
My man said this.
Come on.
Yeah, just know before.
Now the whole group chat knows.
I was gonna say, just know before we send the guy a response, the girls we planned up what we're gonna reply to. But I feel like for me sometimes it's just if you ask, then I'll tell you. If it's mentioned, if it's brought up, then I'll tell you. I don't go out of my way all the time to mention things. Just because it's like I don't know. It's unnecessary.
I feel like girls be secretive on things that could be very productive and healthy for the relationship. That's why I say when you're they're open. I'm like, I'm not talking. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, open, but not about the things that are.
Daniel just
about the things that I'm talking about important.
Slander. Every episode slander. We're not happy.
That is why. Why you got a smile on your face there, bro? What?
Bro, I just realized how tall you are. You fold your ankles to sit, bro.
Don't do that.
Man said fold ankles, bro.
Yo. I'll fold them too. Look, I'm gonna fold them too.
Bro, if I'm close, so y'all can long day. See the whole
flat.
thing. And bro, this is with the seat low. This is with the seat low too, bro. Legs touching that.
Oh god.
Oh my days, that.
That's crazy.
But what did it look like for you then? You said 2 years is how long you've been seriously taking this. I guess. I mean, you've been musically in touch for since you said church and piano, all that kind of stuff, right? But for the last 2 years of taking it serious, what does taking it serious look like, and what does that also look like for you in terms of these 2 years? Man, what was the switch that happened?
Oh, damn. You got good questions, bro. Yeah, just time. I think it's time. Yeah, just time. Putting time into that. Time and understanding what time is and how much time it takes to make something good, to make something great, to make something amateurish. Like, all those things you keep learning to try get on a certain level that you feel like you can reach to and get to that level, and then keep trying to get more. So just that's all that is. Just being serious that I want to do this. I'm willing to connect. I'm willing to socialize. I'm willing to hustle. I'm willing to pick up a few more jobs. I'm willing to do this, that, to just pour money into it and also pour time and effort into the craft. And so that's just what serious is, man. So
did you have to cut anything off in order for you to take this serious?
Because you said you got like the degree and stuff out of the way already.
Yeah. So I made sure I didn't have any kind of studies to carry on with.
You did a degree for fun?
Nah, no way. No way. But like still, so I made sure that the things that I know that take most time were out the way for me to properly be like, okay, cool, I can just work and then pursue music, like, and make sure that that's the priority, and just designate time, man.
That's interesting though. Instead of just cutting it off and not even seeing it through, like doing the thing, like seeing the thing through that's taking your time too much. Instead of just cutting it off and just it not being on your plate, it's like, let me allocate time to make sure that this is not on my plate anymore. You know, like, I don't know if you get me. Like, so let's say it's the uni thing, right? Or degree. It's like, oh, this is going to take time. I won't be able to focus on music. So let me go through the degree and finish that and then start the music, instead of like, let me stop the degree and just start music.
Look, I know there's a lot of guys that made it, I think in the States, that dropped out of school and then made it. But the whole thing, like with me, is just like, and being African, bro, like, you know, like I've got OGs, man. I've got parents that value education, you know, and it's like, it's kind of selfish in a way to not kind of value that kind of same thing.
To not
value it, to not value education when your oldies really want you to be educated, like, and stuff like that. And that's just me personally. So I was like, look, if I'm gonna make them the most happiest that they can be, other than making it in music, let me give them what they really wanted, you know. And that was just kind of like, it wasn't a throwaway degree. I learned a lot from it anyway, but it was also like, this for my parents. I know they can put this up on their wall, and then the Grammy plaques can come after that. You know, you know. And then now, like, it's just giving me so much liberty. Because I did that, to now be like, I'm in a position where it's like, yeah, son, you gave us what we wanted. Have your space, like, you know. And it's kind of like, yeah, cool, you know. I ain't seen my old in 2 weeks, you know. So it's like, I'm just always, they just understand that I'm busy. My family understand that I'm busy, and I'm just pursuing the craft, man. So
music is plan A.
Bro, plan 0.5, plan 0.1. Yeah, bro, for sure. It's definitely the thing. And just mounting out, because being a musician opens up other opportunities that I also want to get into. So, you know, we'll see what I go on.
Damn, you've given me two things that I'm thinking of right now though. You just dropped something nice. But like, going back to, what did you say, man? Oh, fire out. Not me, but the brain. What happened to my brain? What the heck just happened, bro?
Yo.
Forget that. It'll come back to me, that one there. But how you say, oh, bro, the second one gone as well, or what?
What's going on?
Just watch the guy fall apart.
The second one's did. I do your thing, I will work on me.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the dream. You hit it in music, you go crazy about it. What age would you retire, right? Just because this has been a massive week for sports in general in the world, but Australia as well. I don't know if you saw Ash Barty, the tennis player, world champion.
What?
He retired at 25.
Interesting.
Which is my age.
Very
which is
interesting.
crazy.
She's 25.
Yeah.
Nah, hey. Stop it.
Stop.
34.
Yeah.
Mid-40s. Nah, chill.
Guys.
You guys are rude, bro.
Oh my God.
Milk.
Whoa. I definitely thought that. Stop. Carry on.
Go.
Yeah, no. I was like, man, like that is your dream as a child for her, right?
Right.
I can imagine like it'd be your dream from young. You do all this. You're at the highest level. You're literally #1 in the world. What do you mean retire at 25? You know.
But like,
I get the physical side of sport, all that. I guess for you guys, but also for you with music, it's like I don't know how early would you guys consider.
But think about what you just said before you said.
Yeah, I know she's hit everything already, all the accolades.
Yeah.
But then it's also a thing of like, well, there is a woman out there that has like 19 Grand Slams or whatever it is. You know, like she's only got 3. Yeah. It depends what you want out of life,
Exactly.
of course. But
I think that's just all that is. So obviously we can't answer the question for her, but I think, man, you get all that, platinum plaque, da. I did everything, like, you know, and you have no idea how much, I guess, money she's made off sponsorships for her to be like, I'm chilling.
Tennis pays.
Why I got to do that? So with me, it's when that happens, you know, like, but also I love music too much to not, to stop. And I think like eventually coming towards the end of my musical career professionally, I'll just go back to church, bro. Just serving back into, just trying to educate things in terms of like just music, expression, understanding that, and just knowing how to use a God-gifted talent for something that you feel like you could really change lives with in that kind of way. So,
you still sing or play at church?
No, I don't, not anymore. I think there was one thing that I had to like grow out of and understand that I need to be in real life situations to write about real life things, you know, and I still attend church, but it's just more likely like now, all that time and effort I put into church music, I just put into my music, and that's just what that is,
No, what age would you want to retire?
I thought about this. I don't think I'd want to retire.
From what?
Damn.
As long as I'm healthy.
Nah.
I never want to get, like, I want to be by 35, 40. I would love if my life's set up in a way that's like, I'm never chasing bills. I'm never chasing money even. Like, I'm good, I'm set, and I can take 3 months off a year if I want, you know?
Yeah.
But if I'm healthy, bro, I'll work with my hands till I'm gone, bro. So why not? Like, life will get boring otherwise. I want to travel heaps, I want to do all that, but
also, man, you don't know what responsibilities come at you, bro.
For sure.
You know, God is a funny way of just playing with you, you know? And all of a sudden you got 20 grandkids and you're like, man, I gotta take
Lord willing, 25.
This guy wants a soccer team for kids, so he's definitely having 20
He gives me that vibe. He gives me that vibe still. Great dad.
Are we talking specifically like our 9 to 5s, or if we were, you know, like making music, or if I was playing a sport?
He
like
said you right now, you.
I would retire tomorrow if I could, if I had the funds in my account. I would literally retire tomorrow. What am I doing still working for?
Yeah, I think retire is like from workforce. Like I would love to be doing. I'm not gonna be working, but it would be like doing things where it's like, if community stuff is like, all right, do you need an advisor on the board? I'm gonna sit there, let's chat. I would love to just chat. I'll just be there talking. If someone's got an event, I'll attend that. Just pre it. You know what I mean? Enjoy these kind of things. Taking stuff that it's like, if you're too busy trying to hustle or work on your end, that you don't actually get to absorb all of these other things. Man, no, if God's trying to say 30,
say nothing.
All right.
Send me, Lord. I'm willing.
You know what I mean? So, like working, I'm like, I don't think it's working, that's drag, man, to do that for time. Like as in actually having to work, not necessarily because it's for providing, because you're saying if money's good, then you're just working because you love it. But it's like, I don't want that to be work at that point. Like I want it to be in a capacity where it's like, I'm just there now. You're part of the industry or the game or the you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think I see it differently just because my 9 to 5 work is a creative field. And so it's like, I already feel like I'm just having fun all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like I love to get to a point where it's like, I'm like the work isn't even paying at this point. Things are, what do you call it? Working for themselves.
NFT, crypto, all the vibes.
It's quiet right now for all that. Right? Very, very quiet. We do not talk about that stuff on this podcast anymore. All right? We're in pain. All right?
My dad pulled me up this morning. I convinced him to get into crypto.
Oh no!
When it was going up.
Yeah.
And he was like, I bet. Obviously, he's got more money than me.
Yeah, of course.
Put in more money than me.
Yeah.
I'm leaving the house today. He goes, so this crypto scam. I was like, hey, I gotta go.
Nah, man.
Damn, that's scary. That's scary.
Yeah.
I remember the one thing I was thinking of there. It was in line with the Ash Barty thing, though, right? So, like, it's dope how one thing leads to another when you're doing anything, right?
Right.
So for her, even with like retiring at 25, it would probably be something like
There's something else.
yeah, it's related to the field, or maybe even something completely different. That's whatever. But it's like I like how things lead into other things. So like us, we're starting from just wanting to do a podcast and chatting presents media opportunities to like host this event, to be like, all right, you guys can cover this event, to be like, yo, I want to start a pod, can you help? Actually, we got a message, or I got a message for someone even asking us to help them like facilitate their whole pod kind of thing. Someone else that you were talking to, Carl. So it's like, it's crazy how one thing now leads to another, and now you're even working in the capacity or doing something in a whole space that's like, this wasn't even what I got into this for, but here we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And now you're doing it in this way or doing that in this way. So it's like, even with music, like, yeah, you said you never want to like retire because music is, but it's like, it's wild how it could be in such a different capacity at that point. Like now just being creative director for someone's project. You know what I mean? And it's like you're still feeling the same fulfillment out of if you were writing your own song. It's like how things change. It's like, yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, you're right. Life changes. Like Tom Brady, I think we meant to talk about this last week.
Did I not call it?
And
That
now
comes
he's
back.
Did I not call it?
It comes back.
None of you. Right, I told y'all that man's not retiring.
Nah, no
It's
way.
so wild to be playing a sport like that.
What is he, 41?
Mid-40s, 43, bro.
Oh,
Good on him.
still the goat though.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Good on him. Good
Might
on
be
him.
goat of all sports ever, to be honest.
That's drag.
Whoa, whoa,
No.
Down, Lou.
NFL ain't looked at.
Bro, if you look at his
There
rings,
goes the combo.
Bro, you're even a football fan.
yeah,
Come on, man.
yeah, bro, no one is
Hey,
as
beat his mic, bro.
Yeah, but like,
Who's this guy?
Go around the table. Who's your goat of all sports? Everything.
of like, all right, me witnessing them, like, you're the best athlete that I've seen
Ever.
On and
Ever?
off, or just on
What do you mean on and off?
field, or are we just talking strictly sports?
On the field.
Okay,
bro.
wait, yeah. Why are we
did
talking
you just
about off
say?
the field? I don't know.
That's a nice guy.
I'm not a sport fanatic, so I'm just gonna go first. But LeBron James.
Yeah, nah, I definitely have to go LeBron.
I'm calling LeBron. That's who I was thinking as well.
I don't think
Look at his face.
I don't think LeBron's the goat of his own sport.
What do you mean, bro?
I think he's amazing. He's phenomenal. LeBron is unreal.
Look at him.
But everyone's chasing to be Jordan.
Nah, ain't nobody trying to be Jordan no more, bro.
Right, think about across generations.
Wait, what's going through
People
your
think
mind? What's wrong?
Bro, you're saying some wild things.
It's wild to say Jordan is the GOAT of basketball.
In terms of what? He doesn't have the most chips.
Yeah, see, let's talk.
In terms of what?
Someone has
He's
to.
coming with facts.
But no one even thinks of him.
No, but like you miss.
Who
Where's
has said it? Is it
Where's,
Robert Horry?
where's Kareem?
Yeah, Bill Russell.
Where's Wilt Chamberlain? Like
Yeah.
where all these other guys?
Like
Like LeBron's about to be all-time scorer.
Yeah. That's
Right?
amazing. It's unreal. For the numbers he's putting
see
up
the
at
way-
his
the way you
age.
say
Yeah, he's but
You're saying it like there's a
I'm not
butt.
saying-
I'm saying it like there's a butt.
In 40
All
years,
I'm saying
bro,
is that
come
in
on.
his own sport, it's debatable.
Bruv, Draymond Green got on interview and said, if LeBron James is about to pass,
I'm missing my own
I'm
game.
missing my own game.
down.
Hey, bro, they don't get it. Who's that?
I still don't think.
A record.
Nah, anyways, nah. But you know the GOAT's Mayweather, bro.
Bro.
The GOAT's Mayweather.
That's
bro.
a good call.
The GOAT's Mayweather, bro. Of all time sports.
Of all sports.
I'm so, hey, I want you to go name me an
Serena,
athlete
hey, okay, Serena
who
Williams.
has that much money, is undefeated.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Come on, bro.
I
Do
feel
you
like
take
NFL.
do you take into account the popularity of the sport as well?
That's what I'm saying. NFL
yeah,
ain't.
yeah, because I don't
It
know.
ain't. Yeah, it's US only.
Yeah, I don't
So you tell
know.
me
Yeah.
boxing's big out
Boxing
here?
it over.
No, I
takes
mean
that.
that's a more internationally respected or acclaimed sport. NFL is straight
Yeah,
America.
yeah.
That's
That
why
is-
I'm
that
like
is the
to,
only
to
non-
look
only
at
that
to
Tom
look at
Brady-
football, and you're a football fan. To look at boxing and basketball and say a man like Tom Brady in NFL.
That's the only reason that it gets a knock. But bro, think of the guy. He's been in 10 finals, won 7.
it's not.
That's crazy.
We have a
Yeah,
good
that-
team.
Hey, look, man. I love you, bro. I love the
And
NFL.
at the age that he's doing.
I
it,
love the
sorry.
NFL. But man, like what what type
I don't
of
even like the
physical?
NFL.
What type of you don't?
I don't like that.
Damn.
Yeah, I feel like he ain't
What
doing.
type of physical, like really, as a sport, the NFL is not being a wide receiver. Is not none of that. He's a quarterback.
Yeah.
So he's paid
That's
to
it.
pick this ball up.
Just chuck
And then he's got defensive players who are
Right.
helping it.
They're the guys with
Protecting
Copying
CTE.
it.
They're the ones copying it.
Right.
And you want to tell me that he's the GOAT of all time? Bro, wrap it up.
That's it. I think for me, that's why I'm like, when I look at NFL, I'm
Damn.
like it's, I don't know, especially when you're a quarterback, I'm like, that sport, you have to be athletic, obviously, and it's a skill. IQ is nice, it's real, but I'm like,
He's a smart guy.
when I'm seeing guys do 360 windmill, bro, doing what do you call it?
360 windmill.
What is it? Roboto? What's the trick? Robano? Whatever it is, bro.
Don't do that.
These guys are doing their thing, bro. Elastico, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. You missed out Messi. You left Ronaldo out.
That's why I'm surprised you didn't even say Ronaldo or Messi, bro.
He didn't look into
I'm
that
so
at all.
shook. I'm actually so shook.
Ronaldo and Messi can be because they never won a World Cup.
It's
They
quiet.
can,
It's quiet.
they can be goated of that. Messi's more goated than Ronaldo for sure. Ronaldo is
I
a
like
better
him.
athlete.
I like him again. Yeah.
He's a better. Ronaldo's a much better athlete.
Yeah, 100.
Messi's like a freak of nature.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
yeah.
think about it, like Messi's, well, like shorter than my height, doing what he's doing. That's crazy. Ronaldo's actually
That's all.
like
Don't do that.
pretty much premium athlete height. You know
It's
what
crazy.
I mean? Build and everything.
The man's body is chiseled, bro.
No.
No, that's true. Football is like
It's a short
you can
man's
get away
sport.
with being
Yeah.
small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's literally.
We're gonna open that door.
6'1" or something?
I think Ronaldo's around
wow.
6'1", 6'2".
And bro, he looks like a giant on the pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
6'1".
that's the thing. Yeah, but I don't think you can be the GOAT or something until you've won the World Cup. I think they are the best footballers ever, but I don't think they're the GOATs. As
Man,
weird as
but
that
you
sounds.
said some stuff. We ain't gonna forget that though. Tom Brady.
I'm shook at the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
I was gonna say on that topic of legends, because I was listening to Chucky. I don't know if you guys listen to
Online.
Chucky online, but they were talking about like the goats of our time in terms of music, and I think they were going back to back about J Hus.
That's the GOAT.
Yeah, if J
That's
Hus is
early.
the GOAT of this, like, or J Hus and Dave in terms of like they're on the trajectory of becoming like goats.
For who though? Were they talking UK context when they're having this
No,
conversation?
like worldwide. Like literally, like goats. When you say goats, it's like everyone.
I think they'll be massive in the crossover for the UK into the States, and I think you'll know if they're GOATs when if our children listen to their stuff. That's telling.
I'm
Because
surprised
like,
they said Jay House.
Yeah.
yeah, because like for me, I was like, all right, when I think of GOAT in terms of hip hop, I'm like, oh, it's Jay-Z, right? That's because he's my dad's age and I listen to his music. You know, like that's
Damn, your
pretty
dad
goaty.
could have been Jay-Z, ref.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Your
though,
dad could have
right?
been.
And then there's kids younger than me that listen to
That
him
listen,
as
yeah.
well.
That's wow.
That is crazy.
So who's your goats, bro? Who are the people? Who's your Mount Rushmore of artists in terms of inspiration? Let me not say greats of all time because that's hard.
Because it is a personal thing. End of the day,
It's
like,
always
bro, I enjoy
personal.
who I
Yeah,
enjoy.
exactly,
Yeah.
right.
In
So
terms
who's
of
your?
legends?
Yeah, who's? Huh?
Nah, I think there are legends though. Like
Nah, bro.
Right
Because
now.
I know.
there are goats though. There definitely are goats who everyone knows who they are. Everyone listens to their music. Everyone can vibe. I said it last time. Adele.
Yeah,
I think Adele
It's a
is
goat.
she's you can't top Adele.
Adele's
She can
unreal.
she can drop something today with no
Man, I'm right there.
with no
Nah, that was kind of nice.
Bro,
Yeah,
she literally
no,
sold
literally.
3 million copies in what was it? Not even in like a month.
There's a lot of white people on this
and
planet.
she
Right,
can
it
do
has
that with
nothing to do with white
no
people.
media. Not yet. No, it's
Actually, has
that-
nothing, bro.
not. It's not.
I'm
Bro, my dad's a 50, what, 60-something-year-old Arabic man. He's listening to her stuff all the time.
or whatever the song is.
The GOAT of music is MJ, bro. We're gonna stop it right there. MJ, the GOAT of music. I don't want to discuss
yeah,
it even
yeah.
more. I want to discuss it less. I'm gonna just leave
Let's
it there.
leave it at
Michael Jackson, no one's gonna top him. Just leave that there.
is true.
Closest person
That is
was
true.
Chris Brown, and then he had a. Other than that, MJ, and that's about it, bro.
Who's your Mount Rushmore then, though? Like I say Mount Rushmore just because. It's,
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
I got you, bro. You chilling. Bro, damn. I think the people you have on it will be the ones that influence your music. So for me, it will be Wayne.
yeah.
Of course. Outkast.
Great.
More like Andre 3K.
Yeah.
Do you guys know Far Side? Any chance? Side, allow it. Far Side for sure.
Yeah.
And then like the fourth spot, just I think it changes, bro. Like it changes because
I'll
like,
give you a fifth spot so you can do your
I'll
fourth.
do my fourth.
Yeah.
K Dot for sure.
Okay.
Kendrick. And then let's say the fifth one. The fifth one changes. I say it changes because like I get obsessed with different artists at different times, you know? So like Sir would be an artist that is so retro, but he's like top tier.
Well,
like,
who's that?
Sir.
Sir. Oh, Sir. Yeah.
GD,
She disagrees with you.
Yeah.
oh, Drake.
I was waiting to hear if he was gonna say that.
I know we had Soldier here. Drake.
You was waiting for it.
I was waiting for. I'm like, is he gonna say it or what?
I'm surprised he's not in your top.
Bro, look. I like Drake more because of his demeanor than his music. Like I love Drake's music to like the fullest. They know it and they even think I'm capping. But I love Drake's music to the fullest.
Yeah.
But what makes me like a big Drake fan is just how he moves. Like that.
Maybe that's
is
what it is.
No, that's what cause I always say I really like when he raps.
Yeah.
Because it's just the bravado's sick, the everything's
Because that's how he moves outside of music as well.
Like, Drake,
but
Drake.
how inspired by him are you?
Drake,
Or
a lot,
many people?
heavy,
Really?
heavy. I
Really?
think the way I move is I want it to be Drake, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with my own way, because I'm obviously different from him. But I love the way he moves. Like he's just, yeah, man, man's a goat. Man's a goat. Yeah,
He's in your
Drake.
top five.
Drake's
Yeah,
just
he has to be.
musically.
He has to be.
He's calling cap. Bro, musically, musically,
Musically stressed. You put him in the corner.
Hey, let it think about it.
We'll give you time out.
This is how it feels.
Musically, I can't musically because the type of music I make is not like Drake. Like it's not. You know, I like the soulful stuff. I like the things that have a bit of gospel, a bit of funk inspired. Drake's not on that. You know what I mean? He's doing other things. That's why Andre 3K and all these guys take his place because these guys were just true to the craft. And not saying Drake don't love the craft, but a certain type of craft. You know, like Wayne. All these guys are church boys. Like they all came up. We all kind of have a similar story.
Yeah.
And that for me, it's like the way they're able to depict their life in the way they do it is what like interests me the most. You know.
Yeah.
But I respect Drake as an artist, like he's just the guy. He's everyone's guy, like you know.
Yeah.
But
Aubrey.
yeah, man. Drake.
Drake?
Oh man.
That's all right.
She pointed at the tattoo.
Yeah.
The OVO,
This guy, no, come on.
He always seems to creep into those conversations though. So I feel like Drake is definitely like he has to be in everyone's top, at least top 10.
Are we
'Cause he's
taking
always
music
there.
information from the woman that said Kim K made Kanye?
Oh, don't bring that up again. Relax.
Kim K made what?
Relax. Don't bring that up.
Kim K
again.
made what?
We'll leave it at that. I'm gonna insert the clip.
I want her to feel the heat now.
Kim K made Kanye.
There's no heat. There's no heat. That's not what I meant. I didn't say Kim K made Kanye.
No, you said nobody
No.
knew.
You said nobody knew. Yeah.
Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Which one's going?
Where's yours? Yours is right there.
I'll give you that spot.
What I meant was
What happened was,
Why do you feel like that?
okay
I think she's since been redeemed.
because I'm huh?
No, like I want
she's
to
been
know
saved
why.
since then.
No, for me, I was like, they really put him out there in terms of like to a wider,
Why you still
to a wider
talking?
community, to a wider like in term. No.
Not-
I could be wrong.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm,
no
just,
way.
I'm just talking nonsense. I'm just talking
No,
nonsense.
you
right now.
chilling. So you think that Kim K, which I do agree, has a wider reach than Kanye?
Yes.
Because people knew Kim K
Yeah.
for something that was not anything that you had to put a gift in. Like it wasn't anything gifted. Everyone just knew Kim K, right?
Yep.
And for example, Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Like Melania Trump ain't get famous because she was a doctor. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But when Trump got with her, it pushed Trump in some type of way.
Yeah,
And Kim
yeah.
K, Kanye was culture.
Yeah, Kanye is more famous
Kanye was
than
culture.
But it
Kim
was
K's
very,
moment.
it
though.
was very like
I feel like Kanye was more famous than her moment still.
But like,
I say her moment, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But like, bro, she only got
the best at what she did.
Come on now.
She's got her own show, bro.
Yeah, but that's Kanye was big before that.
I think
no one's saying he wasn't. No one's saying he wasn't.
But like Kanye wasn't even just big in terms of rap. Kanye's just big in terms of
everything.
Culture, yeah.
Even like vilifying moments.
Yes, like I actually don't remember.
Those were before Kardashians.
I'm talking nonsense. I don't agree with what I said. I actually don't agree with what I said anymore.
So you guys, you're keeping Kanye in the conversation of when he wanted to go for president and
I'm even before. Like I'm even saying like because he was big in terms of when his moments that he had already. Like in terms of going on news and saying George Bush don't care about black people, going up on the what do you call it, man, on the Grammys and taking Taylor Swift's moments, things that hits all the that moment was iconic, bro.
So good.
I'm gonna let you finish, bro. All those kind of moments, like he was moving already, man.
For sure.
He was still that guy. Like even what is it, man? Even like at the time of like his accident, all this kind of stuff. He's still. I mean, actually, maybe that's a bit more New York, Chicago, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wasn't crazy like that, but he was
I get the point though. I get the point. I know why she'll make it though.
No, you don't. Don't agree with her.
Someone
right?
backed me up.
Don't back up with her. Don't back her up, bro. On the pod, that moment is singled out as Mao, bro. Come on, man.
They're raising that moment.
I get flames about it all the time. But even just in line of that, do you ever get scared that people will how do you even say it? Like, okay, so obviously you know who you are and the image that you put out through your music and all of that, it's true to you. Do you ever, even maybe this could be like, you know, when you do step into like those bigger spaces where it's like, you know, bigger crowds, you know, more eyes are looking like on you and stuff. But like, do you ever get afraid like people might misrepresent you or you might misrepresent yourself in a certain way? Like, are you ever cautious of that?
No, I think for sure I'm always thinking about that because also I'm not just representing me, like, you know, I'm a believer of Christ, so I also want to walk a certain type of way, and that's also true to me to the highest extent, you know what I mean?
Carry on, bro. Ignore us.
But yeah, like, so that's one thing. So I'm always cautious about it, but I also know that life's life and life's gonna life. So if I mess up or do something because I was angry or upset or whatever, I just gotta live with that.
Yeah.
So.
No, I thought you were gonna say something.
Yeah.
When you even with the whole image stuff as well, like you mentioned how Lil Wayne is able, or Wayne's able to, like, I call him Wayne. I already said Lil Wayne, but how he's able to package life stories or what he's been through and things like that. I was even, as soon as you said that, I was like, does everyone deserve to be able to explain their life to some degree in some way, whatever capacity that's like, whether it's like their friends or people around them, people that are close to them, fully understand what their life was, what their life is. Because people that have places where you can express your music, express your life, whether it's through music, through art, through content creation, podcasts, through whatever it might be, journalism, all that kind of stuff, people that write.
Right.
All these type of people have opportunities to be able to present what their life was or package it in the way that they have viewed it, and this is how I want you guys to perceive it. But how many, like, so many people just don't have that as an opportunity.
Because cancel culture is out here. Like, it's gonna get you as soon as you do something wrong.
What do you mean by that?
Cancel culture, you know, cancel culture. As soon as someone makes a mistake, it's like the world doesn't give you an opportunity to explain at all, like, your reason. Like you said, one day you're just out and about and someone comes up to you like a kid and he's like, can I get your autograph or can I get a photo? And you've just literally had a badass day, you know, to the point where you're like, hey kid, like, not now. All of a sudden
all of a sudden, you don't like kids or something.
Yeah, all of a sudden, no, legit. All of a sudden, someone, who was the water bottle example? The person who gave the kids like $20 for a water bottle or something like that, and then they were like, "Oh, you're giving us this $20 when you're probably, you know, rolling around with like where it's like you're rolling around with $100K in your car probably, or your car costs $200K, but you're only giving us $20." Where for him, it's like, no, I'm trying to teach them a lesson. You know, you have to hustle for what you want. But people were onto him straight away, like, like, how dare you? You got all this money, but you know, you're not helping those in your town and stuff.
It was the baby.
It was the baby.
Was it the baby?
Yeah, it was the baby. Yeah.
There was something with Mick though.
Yeah, Meeks
was
something happened with him.
I think
as
we
well.
recorded or something like he was.
Yeah.
He made the. Did you make him do push-ups or something? Whatever it was. Yeah. But
wait, were you saying that like people in general don't get an outlet to explain their life?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like just the general human.
Yeah.
Because on it, like there's this really really dope account on TikTok, and the guy just goes up to like anyone, and he just goes like, you know, tell me about the first person you fell in love with, right? Or like, what is the most hurtful thing that someone has said to you? And the videos, every single one goes viral. And it's like 4, 5, 10 million people interact with it, right? And it's kind of sick, like a minute or 3 minutes just hearing some random old lady from like Illinois or something, and I'm like, oh shoot, like she fell in love with John. That's so sick. Like,
Shout out John.
but it's kind of cool. Like she gets to explain her thing, and then she explains
That's
like, oh,
true.
but it was short lived because we only got married and it's got 10 years together, and that's all we got because he had passed away. Whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh shoot, it makes you like empathetic and kind of realize like, bro, everyone has
a story.
It's so interesting. Like,
But hold on. Isn't that what social media is for, anyways? To share
An outlet.
But that's
how
not
much does it
what.
get out there
That
for
doesn't.
the average human?
You're
So
not
you wanna
expressing
express it
the
to the
real.
world, or
No,
what's your
bruv,
goal?
just in general, like even to people around, like how much of this is what my life was. Are people able to fully express and package like at the end of what do you mean? What I mean?
Bro,
Yeah, literally,
I've-
social media.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, if
Nah,
I
that's
follow
not
my
social
friends-
media, bro. No one's putting their real life on social media.
No,
That's
but
highlights,
they
bro.
choose not to
That's
do
up to
that.
you.
Yeah,
but
but
I'm
Yeah.
saying
no,
that
but
that
that's
is the outlet in which they can do so, though.
yeah, but I'm saying
Opinionated.
I'm saying like when I said like express. Man, them telling me how I asked my question, bro.
Ask it properly, Daniel, bro. Come on, now.
So I'm saying, yeah. So like, because in music, in what we do, in what anyone who creates art, like they are able to pinpoint times and moments in their life. This is what's up. This is what it meant to me. This is everything I was going through. You can look at someone's discography and track on the graph of their life. Well, at this point in time, this is how you're feeling. You know what I mean? This is what you're going through. At this point in time, this is exactly what you're thinking about. Yeah, you look at Kendrick section. What was about? Yeah, I was about to say section 0.8. Wow. Section 80. Wow. And then you look at To Pimp a Butterfly as well. You look at Damn, and you can see the different things that he's like thinking about.
stages.
Yeah, different stages. What was important to you at this time? At this point in time, you express yourself in this space properly.
Right.
A lot of people don't. Like, I wonder how do people do that when they're not in these type of spaces where you can do this as an outlet? Like, is it 2 friends and friends only in that kind of space? Is that enough for who they're expressing? Are people even doing that properly with family and friends? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, are people even actually properly doing that where it's like someone really knows and understands what your life was, what your life went through?
That's interesting, because I'm just like, you can only really express something in very much detail if you've going through something that is specific and not a lot of people can relate to. So like, for example, not a lot of people grow up poor, or not a lot of people grow up without 2 parents. Like, you know, and these things ricocheted these things into these things. And most of the music that you find real, because they're talking about struggle in somewhat sense, you know. To Pimp a Butterfly, Section 80, it's all a kind of struggle. Kendrick was in Compton, dead in the center, but he wasn't banging, you know? Like, that's not a perspective of everyone else. But his best friend was the one that was banging. So he's writing from all these things. A lot of people can relate to it, yeah, because he's talking about a specific demographic, but not a lot of people can really understand it to its truest sense, like, you know? And that's what makes him expressing his life very interesting, because it's interesting.
That's,
you know,
actually very true. Actually, maybe that is why certain people do get to explain their life, because we're like, oh shoot, what you've experienced is so unique. We're interested to hear it.
It's pretty crazy.
And it's a story, so you
basic,
hear
it
it.
makes sense.
But
So you hear it, like, you know, let's say the same way you're like, oh, bro, I can't really remember what happened in Nigeria. I only grew up here. We can sit down and converse, and our conversation will be more interesting because we have so much perspective. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, bro, how was Qatar? Bro, I was there. I walked in here, but it's crazy because it's different to Dubai, or it's different, you know, like all these things. And you're going to sit there like, raw, you know, hella interested in it. Not that it's important or it's valued or it's going to make your life better.
It's just so different.
But it gives you perspective that you could have never got anywhere else. You know what I mean? and that's what makes expression through
Stupid ass
art.
Melbourne boy.
So this is what's good. This is what, because now you've kind of answered where I was trying to go with the question, right? So it's like, some stories just not interesting or not meant to be told then. Because I'm like, should everyone have that opportunity? Or is it singled out for these, like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying now. Should everyone have this opportunity, or is it singled out for these different people? Like,
hey man, talk to God, bro.
yeah, hey, might have to, man. Might honestly have to.
You asking me questions, I'm just like, hey man, like, you know, I do think you put each and every person with a specific thing,
Which is what I think as well, obviously.
right?
Yeah.
Obviously, like I do think if you're a person that loves surgery and you're a doctor, right?
That's interesting.
It's interesting, and you find it interesting. How you got to acquire that qualification is interesting. How you operate will be interesting because if I grew up from the gutter, I slept on the floor, and now I'm a doctor, the way I'm operating people ain't like the guy that had a family that paid. It's not gonna be the same. You know, the passion that I'm putting into the craft, it's not gonna be the same, you know? And that's with music as well. Like, that's why there's music that you mess with and there's music you don't mess with. That's why you can tell as a human, like, this music is real, I can really feel it, and sometimes like, oh, I think he's capping. You know what I mean? Like, it's all these things, because I do think God blessed us with intuition to realize these things and to differentiate.
100.
Same with social media. You look at it, you're like, how do you know it's a fake account? How do you know a fake account before it's a fake account? You just look at it and you're like, it's a fake account. You know? But it's that intuition that comes with everything else. And I think you can tell your story with being a doctor, you can tell your story on a podcast, whatever it is, you're passionate about it, your personality gets reflected through that. Whatever outlet it is. And that's perspective, or like expression of perspective. That's all it is. Everyone has it. I think you have it. There's some things you might tell me your whole dialogue and I'll be like, then you say one thing and I'm like, oh, what? You know? That I wouldn't know and that would inspire me, I'm blabbling. But that's
that's so true. It's like a testimony, you know, not like you have some testimonies.
Come on, preacher.
Some people give boring testimonies at church.
oh, basic. Oh, you lost your leg? Oh, okay.
Everyone's testimony is going to resonate with someone, even if it's one person or two, you know, like it doesn't matter. But yeah, start a podcast if you really want to share. You know, go start a podcast.
Daniel will help you organize it.
Say less, got you all right.
I didn't want to say something. It's really refreshing and nice to, like, throughout this whole conversation, you've really, you know, tapped into, you know, God. And I just keep hearing you talk about God and, like, you know, just bringing it back to the center of that. And like, it's very nice to see. Is that something that like really keeps you grounded?
Yeah. I appreciate you saying that, because that's the reason I do it for. You know what I mean? Like, I do want to get to these heights, and the dream is to say, like, yeah, I'm only here because you know,
because of him,
because of him, and that's just what it is, you know. And I'm not there to say that you go through my life and do exactly the things I did, or sometimes you get books and they're telling you about, I grinded here, I grinded this. 50 Cent was telling me in this podcast, like, man, I gotta do that. But I can't do it. I don't live in New York. The struggles ain't the same. I can take the values on for sure, but I can't really take the struggle, you know. So for me, I know that God is something that's been a part of me since day dot. If he's put me in a position to do something that I love to do, then surely that when I acquire the heights that I'm trying to achieve, I'm just relate it back to him, because that's what done it for me. You know, the same way, like, I think of this because I played soccer my whole life, and I think of this: Mo Salah scoring a goal every time, and then going on his knees and you know, thanking Allah. It's like, no one understands it. It can be on a FIFA celebration, whatever it is, but he gets it. You know, Senegal team to win the AFCON, and the first thing Sadio Mane does is go back to the locker room to pray. It's like there's things where it's like, yeah, he put me in this position to be this person, and I'm doing it because of this, you know. So yeah, that's just that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, being fully real with it. That's also something I like personally aspire to. Yeah, that's also something I like kind of like personally aspire to, like, be able to do ultimately at one point as well. It's like you get to this, or I mean, gratefulness and thankfulness and pointing the direction is meant to be happening along the way ultimately, but it's like to be able to get to like, I just realized that was Noah's parents that drove past. Yeah, I just realized. Like to get to a point, or whatever that might look like, whatever space it might be, or whatever impact or influence, and be like, yo, on some real stuff, y'all don't understand the journey of this. Like, the grounding was literally all up there. Like, this is like, and it's wild that like, to just like for some people, if that's the reality and they know that, and then it's like just to avoid that when they get to a position or a point, and just not bring that up, not mention it, or like whatever it might be. It's like, yeah, it's pretty wild, man. But for me, it's like, I definitely aspire to like whenever that point might be, and be like, all right, guys, let me sit y'all down. You listen to my TED talk.
No, bro, like it's with everything you want to do, bro. You have to have a reason. Like I had, you guys know Jerome Farrell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember showing him music, and I remember him telling me like, bro, what do you want to do it for? Like, like you have to find a reason. Is it money? Okay, cool. Like, is it fame? Okay, cool. Like, you're going to get it anyway, but find your reason and then stick to it.
Exactly.
And I had to really dig deep into myself and understand, what is my reason? I love doing this. Yeah, cool. But what's the reason? And I figured it out.
It's kind of good stepping into the scene with your foundations already all set. That just shows that there's nothing that can move you, bro.
Oh, man.
As long as your foundation is there.
For sure.
Good,
For sure. And you got to surround yourself with people that are going to keep you grounded.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
I never want to get to a point where, my friends have to look at me and be like, oh, voice, you're acting too famous now. I mean, those words are icking me, bro. But I have.
You're acting hot, man.
You too cool. Hey, I'm coming back to ideas. So like, it's one of those things where it's cool, and I have him to always just keep me in like, bro, nah, that ain't it, so that's important as well,
No, that's awesome.
What do you think of the music industry in Melbourne right now?
Jeez, you want to write an essay? I'll write an essay for you, bro. Yeah, man, I think it's interesting. I think Australia hasn't had the time to develop culture. I think it's now developing. I look at, Sampa, even Remy, you guys know the rapper Remy? Like, no one was doing music like him when he was coming up, and not a lot of people were, so misrepresentation and making it was a lot harder anyway. But because there's so much more artists, a culture is brewing up of people wanting to be artists, right? So all that takes now is someone out there to really understand that they have power to curate things and then curate it, And in Melbourne, we're imitators, and it's sad, but it's also like there are people out there that want to do real shit. There are people out there that really want to have they say. We're all immigrants. We all have different stories. The Jamaicans and the Nigerians in England, they telling their stories. They grew up a certain way. There's shows about it. You know what I mean? We're watching Top Boy and all that. There's shows about a certain culture, but it had enough time to develop. And Australia, it's developing.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
by the only time we're gonna be like, man, you're not gonna ask me that question in 10 years. Because you're gonna be like, well, the Melbourne, you're gonna answer that question yourself. Oh, music scenes like this, and that's what I want to try to bring and resonate with Remy and Sample, because all these guys had soul. I think Melbourne has a lot of soul, man. And it's like all these artists are just not being put on a platform to represent it because it's drill's popping, because this, you know what I mean? So I know, I love drill, Aussies jumping on drill makes sense. Yo, Aussies, English, you're the same people, you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense. Different accents, but it makes sense. But there's so much essence of this Aboriginal land that has so much soul, especially Melbourne, and Kayit, you listen to all these guys, they got this flair, and I'm just a branch of that, because I come with a different type of perspective, and I'm really just trying to push the soulful realness. That's like, no, this is real. Like, we're not faking. We're not trying to be anybody. Yes, we inspired, but we're not going to talk like this or, do other. No, we're going to come with our authentic accents and what we think it's Australian and push that forward, And if Triple J want to bite, they'll bite, and labels will bite because that's what it is. It's like this culture here. Guys, send them in, it's what it is, So we just need more curation of that kind of scene for it to be happening. Less events, more curation of arts, There's so much painters, there's so much photographers. It's like, let's do that. Let's link up, let's Black Chala, let's make a Black Chala, you know what I mean? Like, of actual music, and let's curate that and put it in the faces of people, because people don't know. I can go down the street and be like, well, you heard of Kayit? I'm like, no, I haven't. Why? Have you heard of Sampa?
So why?
Have you heard? Some people don't even know who Sampa the Great is,
Sampa
bro.
the Great.
And
she's amazing.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's sad because your own people from your city don't support you, but because you're not exposed enough. And that's all it is. We need curation of that to happen. So, Wagwan, hopefully this conversation catches someone in it. So, yeah.
Definitely will.
That's good.
Yeah.
You shot a music video recently, though, yeah?
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, it was chill.
Huh?
You're the ops.
Nah, yeah. How's that process, man? Going into that.
It was good. It was good. It's just one of the videos for my upcoming EP, Soul Play. With music, you got to do everything beforehand anyway. So yeah, it was cool, bro. It was cool. Got with people that are passionate about what they like doing, videography, whatever it is, and we went in there and we just busted it out, bro.
Yeah,
you know?
the whole process. I saw that you had like the smoking that going on or something like that, man.
Bro,
was it like almost like a borderline rooftop vibe as well on point?
Yeah, man.
The full thing.
We just went hard, and we want to be as Melbourne has so many like places, man. Like it's like let's try push creativity and push landmarks. We got so much to work with. Let's do that, you know. So we shot like some place near the Botanical, but like a place that's kind of low key anyway. And it just worked out, and we did different spots. Yeah, it was vibey, bro.
That's nice, man. Melbourne is crazy.
Oh, bro.
We were walking one night. Bro, no, Ron and I were walking one night, man, near, what area would we call that, man? South Wharf-ish kind of still.
The comedy show place?
Nah, what were we doing? After we watched the drone show.
Docklands.
Yeah, pretty much Docklands is, but
Docklands.
fam, I don't know which Docklands 2.0 they created because this was not there before. Yeah. We walked out, we were looking around like, what the heck, bro? Like, is this Melbourne, bro?
It's Melbourne, man.
There's
like,
some nice stuff around here,
Some
man.
hidden gems for sure.
Right,
Yeah.
it's the spot. What other? Any more music videos to come? You only doing one for the project, or
Yeah. So it's gonna be a couple for the project, man.
Nice.
And I'm trying to see if I can link with some guys in Sydney and just make some stuff, man, and just connect. Yeah, connect and work together to just keep pushing what we passionate about, and which is realness and soul and authenticity, man. So I'm trying to link with as much people as possible, and not just everybody, but people that are passionate about actually pushing real things out, you know? It's the whole reason why I wanted even to be here, bro, you know, because y'all are pushing something that's real, you know? It's like, it's not...
Or we're really good at capping and on those. No.
I know you cap a lot, though. But it's more like, yeah, man, it's like, it's real, it's authentic. Y'all are just being you. And that's the beautiful part about it. It's like, I want to be part of that. That's cool. Like, you know, let's do it. Because the biggest thing and the biggest W is that we come up together, and we do it out of love and realness. Like, you know, there's no fake things. Oh, we just wanted him for clout. It's like, nah. It's like, it's not about that. We want to have a conversation, keep it real, keep it moving. A connection's established. I know when I see you and I hug you, it's gonna be a different type of hug, because this experience, no one's gonna take it away from us. You know, that handshake now changes. You know
no, it's crazy.
What it is. It changes, and that's how life is. Just
actually, it's crazy.
changes.
You talking for a little 1 second longer now? You know what I mean? You
like,
good?
okay, Voldy holding my hand too long now, but it changes, you know, and that's the beauty about life and connecting, and it's like connecting with the right people. Timing is all about that as well, you know what I mean? There's a reason why I didn't get booked in 2-3 weeks ago, and I got booked in today, you know? All that kind of stuff just plays a part, because it's frequencies, man. It's like, that's just what it is, you know? It's God a lot of the time, so, you know.
I got him, deal. Right. That human interaction is actually funny, man. Like the amount of times, especially podcast episodes, where like we'll meet someone for the very first time, when we're about to shoot with them, it'll be like if it's like a girl, or even guys, man, like a what's up kind of thing, or like a cordial, hey, how you going? After it's take care, I'm like the guard gets broken down so crazy when you have
a deep conversation.
It's wild, and sometimes it's not even so deep.
It's just opinions about things.
It's just real, bro. It's just real. That's the difference between back then and this age, bro. Like, this is a flesh meat. You know what I mean? I call it a flesh meat. Not the Instagram meat, the flesh meat, you know? I come and I see, that's the girl I saw talking. That's no, I know he be saying that. He caps in real life. What? You know, it's you. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, you know, that's cool. And I get to experience that. And no, for real, like, thank you guys. For real. I'm pleasure to be here, man. For real.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Vibes.
What are you saying?
I was going to say, you don't need any media training. You are.
Yeah, you're good at this.
I'm alright.
You've been doing this? Yeah. I was
in
going
the
to say,
shower still. I went through a couple questions in the shower. I was like, man, what would Daniel ask me?
Surely this can't be your first.
So you've been keen on jumping on, yeah? What were you expecting?
Vibes, man.
I bet.
It's even better than what I expected.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, because I've seen you guys and stuff like that, and bro, like, I'm a Nary boy. Like I'm trying
What a
to go,
Southeast.
what a Southeast kid gotta do to get on the Southeast podcast. You know, so it's just like I just knew if we break the barriers, let's just talk.
Yeah.
Let's just vibe, and that's just what it is, man. So
Sure. Oh,
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Hey.
gonna put you in the next
Appreciate
song,
it.
man.
Say less.
Yeah.
Man,
Diss track.
for real.
More people, I know, yeah. I'll take it. I ain't even mad.
Brady was the GOAT.
I was chilling with some bozo.
You saying grew up in 3 different countries. What?
You know, hey, he said, I don't write specific about people.
Everything but the name.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Nah, but bro, appreciate you jumping on.
Thank
This
you.
is very
Honestly.
dope, very dope.
Sure, yeah,
Honestly.
love.
Where can
love.
people follow you at?
At Voldy official.
think about it.
You know,
That'll be right there, right under him on the
Pre-save the new track. You know, virus. It's in the bio still. If you guys
And it's not a
haven't-
virus.
If you guys
that's
haven't, I'm
dropping
gonna grab your phones.
April 1st.
April Fool's Day, man. It's dropping on my elder sister's birthday. It's dedication to her.
Shout out.
You know,
That's
she's
sweet.
like a mom to me, so I just thought, you know, since I'm doing music and I ain't gonna really buy you a present,
Have this.
Here's a song that is not about you.
you know, and like they on it. I got my sisters on it, and
I was gonna
Yeah,
ask.
the backing
Alright,
track.
so that's
yeah. So I just thought it would only be right, especially for the whole EP.
Oh, that's
to
nice.
get
I was literally meant to bring that up.
my
Yeah.
sisters on it, and
Because I love that.
I think we were saying a while ago. That's like our favorite.
That's my
sound.
favorite. Yeah,
Like
Harnett.
when you hear a choir, choir or
Yeah,
whatever in the
yeah.
back, but
Bro, listen to her
dope.
focus. There's I think it's a masculine choir voice in the
in
background.
the background.
It's ethereal.
church.
bro.
It's just
It's
church.
amazing.
It's
It is immaculate.
That's
bro.
all it is, man. And then like
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
addition of Belle. You guys know Belle? Belle Vanguard, no?
Just shake your head.
yeah.
Man. But she's an amazing vocalist.
No, that's sick.
She just went on tour
check
with
it out.
Hiatus Coyote. You guys
Oh,
know?
wow.
Okay, sick.
Smoking and Grooves in
Wow.
LA. Yeah, she was out there, bro.
That's
She-
dope.
That's
So
awesome.
I got her in. She did me a massive favor.
Shout out Belle,
She
man.
sang, shout out
Yeah.
Belle, man, and she coached my sisters, and we got
That's
something.
awesome. Man.
That's awesome.
Something out, man.
That is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for joining us for another episode. We hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you follow
Yeah.
Voldy. Make sure you follow us as well, please.
Don't force. If you don't like this video right now, bro, I'm gonna have a problem, bro. I'm gonna make a diss track,
Hey,
bro.
but we'll catch you guys next week.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Man, pleasure. Good, bro.